Well, hello. It looks like I am here by myself tonight talking really quickly about Deuteronomy. I know that I know that this was a difficult book for multiple people to read. In fact, I saw some funny comments sent to me, and then I had some comments in text messaging, and even people were dialoguing with me live, just mentioning this book and how difficult it was to read. And so I'm just here to encourage you guys because there's multiple people of you that are working through the Bible this year. And I am so happy that I can inspire you guys to read and to pick up your Bibles, even in those challenging books. Now, one of the things that was kind of unique about Deuteronomy is the fact that when I mapped out this book, I had to make some books have more chapters during the day than other books. And Deuteronomy was one of those books that we had almost 4 chapters to read on almost every day. And so here we are at the end of the book, and we are moving on tomorrow to Ecclesiastes. So I am super proud of those people who are walking through the Bible every single day, reading it. In fact, I'm going to have some exciting guests in the month of March. One of them is my son-in-law, who is Dre Graves, and he's going to be talking about some of the changes that he has made with his family, as well as him personally, by just reading this devotional and making some life changes. And that's what I feel like the book of Deuteronomy is also about. It's really about obeying God and making sure that we follow along on his commandments. And when we were, when I'm reading the book of Deuteronomy, I really want to encourage you guys, when you're reading it, to always remember the context. And if you saw my guest with my dad, there was a day where I had him come on and talk about some of the Deuteronomy laws that he had actually implemented into raising us. One of those key verses was talking about the verse where it talks about a man shall not pertain to a woman, or wear what pertains to a woman. Well, I was raised with the rule in our household that we had to wear dresses all the time. And talking to him and hearing some of his perspective of the laws that were in Deuteronomy that contributed to the way that we were raised was really interesting. So if you missed that day and want to go back on my YouTube channel or even on my podcast, that was February 21st. And so it gives you kind of a little insight into how I was raised, and meet my dad and some of the things that he wanted to share with everyone. It's interesting how that there's this theme throughout the book of Deuteronomy about obeying him. And I can't imagine like all of the Israelites sitting on the side of the mountain listening to Moses recapping some of the rules and some of the things that the Israelites needed to do to obey God. And he recapped the 10 Commandments, but based on what my dad was talking about, there were over 500 rules that the Israelites had to abide by, and to read them and to see how they applied to us in our daily lives is interesting. But I had a few challenges along the way, and was hoping that you guys would also glean from reading this book. And, so if you had some interesting takeaways from the book, whether it's, reading it from a perspective of, just reading it for the very first time, or if you've read it multiple times and you got some new insights into it, I'd love to be able to see what those are. So comment below whether you're on the YouTube channel or whether you're in the Facebook group. And by the way, if you have not yet joined our Facebook group, you can go there easily. It's just rinse, reflect, repeat. And I love to read the comments and get those messages out. But anyway, I'm super proud of you guys for reading the word and reading the book of Deuteronomy, even though it was a tough book to read. And a lot of people don't always, read books like that. So, but super proud of you guys, and wanted to just get on here and say that, and keep going at it. So tomorrow we start with Ecclesiastes, and the whole entire premise of just one of the things that my son-in-law talked about was those little changes and reading the Bible, and even in those hard books. And so Deuteronomy is one of those books, and it really just encompasses all of the laws and the things that the Israelites needed to do to obey him, obey God before they walk into the promised land. And so I enjoy those books just as much as any other books, but it is interesting to recap them. And so anyway, if you guys have any questions or want to make any comments, feel free. Make some comments below, and I read them and I hear what you guys have to say, and I enjoy following along on your journey as well. So have a wonderful night, and don't forget, start Ecclesiastes tomorrow, and it only takes, I think, 4 days. And so we'll be done with Ecclesiastes on Friday, and we'll be done with our first or our second month of reading the Bible through. So enjoy your night, and I look forward to seeing you guys in a few days.